viewers out there, you're welcome once again to Sports Orbit. My name is Alpha Cho. Salif Usman is also in the studio with me. And welcome to Sports Orbit.
Thank you, Ashu.
On today's edition of the program, we'll be taking a look at the all-important AFCON 2025 AFCON Qualifier between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Mediterranean Knights of Libya, with a concert tomorrow in Uyo, right here in Nigeria. And of course, ahead of that game, interim coach, that is Austin Eguavoen, is targeting a double victory over Libya. Of course, the Super Eagles will be on action at home tomorrow, and on Tuesday, the return leg will be played in Libya. And coach Austin Eguavoen says if Nigeria is able to do a double over Libya, that will be 6 points, and that should be enough to book a ticket to Morocco 2025. Salihu, I think just like the coach has rightly said, if we are able to do a double over Libya, that's tomorrow, then the return leg on Tuesday, that will give Nigeria 6 points and firmly in control of the group, and that should be enough to, irrespective of the outcomes of the other group, that should be enough to give us a ticket to the AFCON in Morocco next year.
Yeah, absolutely correct. And this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
play your game and have your own destiny. By the time after 4 months you are done, then they made to become a mere formality.
Yeah.
But let's hope. But this is own adoption, and this is only target, and he who wear the shoes, know where he pitches. He's the one in charge. And he has already have all the players he invited are already with him, except that with the exception of Osimhen, who is not available due to injury. But he has all the players he needed for this game, and let's hope that those are not just target. I hope that he work towards a target.
Yeah.
You know, one thing is that it is to have an ambition, and another is to work towards your ambition. Yes, you want to achieve this work, you have to work consistently to ensure that you meet the target you set for yourself. Yes, I don't want us to see to just look down upon the Libya. Libyans, if either you like it or not, they are not African. Because of the crisis in Libya. Libya is also a strong team in African football. It's forced to reckon with. But if you're looking at our result, Nigeria versus Libya, by national team, we always have an edge against Libya. But they are also coming. If you recall, in last when the Libya coach said that he's starting to get to the EU and get the draw.
Yeah.
So they also have their own game plan.
Exactly.
And to get a draw, and probably if they come to Bagazi and they probably get a win, because if you recall, they are after 2 matches, they are yet to get a point.
Yeah.
So obviously, them two want to get a result from this match, because anything sort of victory for them in this game and also another game in the next game, automatically they are out. Completely. So definitely they are going to bring everything on the table. He who is down, stand not to lose anything. So definitely they're going to throw everything into this game to get it. So Eguavoen and his team boys has to be very, very careful and to be mindful on how they are playing the North African. But first, I'm always somebody who always believes that let's get the job at hand done first. Let's talk about the match on Friday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow game again first. If you win the tomorrow game first, then we'll now talk on the fun leg on Tuesday. So Eguavoen should have his mind set on the outcome of tomorrow and get the result first against them in your first tomorrow, and then probably now focus on the Tuesday game. But if you are able to get a 2-win in this game, you are home and dry.
Yeah, of course, like you rightly observe, almost all invited players in camp, if not all, with the exception of Victor Osimhen. And like the coach actually said in an interview I saw, I think yesterday, he said, of course, Osimhen will be a big miss, but he expects, the likes of Victor Boniface, and I want you to, really use this as an opportunity to really stamp their authority in the Super Eagles team.
Yeah, yes, absolutely correct. If you look at this, Awoniyi and Victor Boniface, they are not just ordinary strikers. Yeah. They are also a force legend in their own right. And Boniface, he was instrumental to Liverpool's success last season, and even this season he has also started from where he stopped last season, firing from Austin. I think he has started this season. And why Awoniyi is here to play this season with Northern Forest It's always on the bench. It's like the new coach is no longer comfortable with Awoni. He knows he was supposed to move from the club last season when they have this issue of the fair play issue. But unfortunately, he couldn't get the club to move out of the club. Now he's still the club, but he's not getting the play time. And some people are also call to question his inclusion in this in the team. But I'm one of those who believe that if you look at the if you look at Awoni is not just an ordinary player in the national team. He's also, even as most as he may not have recorded a more success in the national team, but it's a team who have already, it's a player who has already come to stay, and at the same time, who already know the chemistry. That's a good relationship with the players. So you don't just risk such a player because he's not playing in this club and drop him. So it's an opportunity, and just like the coach is left, the onus lies on him and be opportunity to also show that Nigeria is not just about to sink.
Exactly. All right, let's move ahead now to the 2025 CHAN qualifiers, where Nigeria has been handed a tough opponent in the qualifier for the 2024 African Championship. The draw, which was conducted yesterday, witnessed Nigeria facing their rival Ghana in the second round of the qualifier. Recall that it was Ghana who ended the hopes of the Nigerian home-based Eagles from playing in the last edition of the competition, and once again they have been pitted in the same group once again, and already Nigerians are beginning to say hope lightning won't strike twice again.
Yeah, I hope the lightning. Is this twice a bit for the third time? For the third time now, and I think that the Eguavoen, luckily Eguavoen is also be the one to take charge of this particular team, and we shouldn't be. I think the inferiority complex will not set in, because when we are coming against the particular team, and oftentimes you always have it doesn't go on your way. You begin to feel and begin to have inferiority complex against your opponent. If you recall. Just like you rightly say, before the CHAN last year, the Ghana prevented us from going to the World Cup. And as if that was not enough, they also prevented us from going to the CHAN. And that's two double almost last season against us. And now we are here again, face against them again. So we need to must get our heart this time around, and we must ensure that he's and coaching group ensure that they get Nigeria to the next CHAN.
All right, let's move on and talk about some basketball, where of course the River Hoopers will begin their title defense in October. That's when the basketball league resumes on the 29th or later this month. In the press statement released by the NBBF, they said all the teams, the league will be held in two phases, the first phase and the final 8. The Atlantic and Savannah conferences will be played in Benin and Jos respectively from 25th to 3rd November. Of course, well, some people might say, well, in spite of the continued crisis in the NBBF, somehow the league has been able to function, both the female and male.
Well, I will not agree with that. It's not both the female, even the league, the male league. This is not what we call league.
This is more like a tournament, a competition, a tournament. Exactly.
Just playing
a tournament, yeah.
And if you recall, most of the even from former team, even maybe this coming or they are going to participate, so they even refuse to participate in the last edition. This is not what we call league. You don't just call 5 or 2 or 6 clubs together, camp them in one place over a period of 1 week, and the winner, you say you call them a league. This is not league. Musa and his group should be very ashamed to give Nigeria the basketball, this kind of run basketball like this. But one thing I must commend, if you look at the River Hoppers, I don't my heart for them. They have been very consistent, and they has become a force. If not even the best
in Africa,
the best team, the first in Africa. The best team. Before now, we used to have other basketball in Nigeria, not found to the leadership crisis in Nigeria, has gone into dream room. For these are Kano Pillars, Gombe Bulls, Kwara Falcons, who are always a force to reckon, and even Nigeria Constant, and the first one, who are always a force, and go down the way, we always hear their name. The first one, you don't it's all about River Hopper all the time now. But well, I commended the River Hoppers and the sponsor, which is the River State government, for maintaining this consistency and giving the club all they need to do to excel. But I think Kida and his group need to do more. You don't organize competition and call it a league. Our basketball is doing that. Most of the clubs we have in the Nigeria league, in the basketball have them, are no anywhere to be found.
Exactly.
River Hoppers just come in. If you record during just the independence game, the chief of defense staff, Christopher Musa, organized a basketball tourney, and it's the same River Hoppers coming away from Port Harcourt to Abuja here until the title. Yeah, the like of Gombebu, Warafakon, Canopy, they were out there, but because of the mass rusty.
Exactly.
In them couldn't stand the River Hoppers.
Yeah, who have always been. And of course, champions once again will represent Nigeria at the. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, let's see how that pans out. Let's move to some other matters down where Super Eagles midfielder Alex Iwobi has named his 4 best ever Super Eagles players. According to him, of course, he named his uncle, of course, JJ Okocha, Mwanko Kwano, Joseph Yobo, and Victor Osimhen. Of course, when this story came on social media, some tended to disagree with him, while some said, but I said, I mean, it's his personal opinion. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's his own personal opinion, and if you look at the people he named, JJ Okocha, no doubt about it, you agree with him. Well, to some level, no doubt about it. But Joseph Yobo, yeah, some people may disagree with him about Joseph Yobo, but if you look at what Joseph Yobo is one of the longest players in the national team. And Joseph Yobo was not just the longest player in the national team, he's a consistent. When Yobo hospital, anytime Yobo came to the team, he must play. So he served the country for a very long time, more than any other players, and he had the highest cap, if not on Ahmed Musa than Joseph Yobo, than Ahmed Musa and the goalkeeper basically that came after him to cross 100 camp. Joseph Yobo was the first Nigerian player to have the 100 camp.
Exactly.
So in that case, I agree with you. And if you look at if you are talking of who are in the defending position, can you say Joe was the best defender we have Nigeria ever have? I wouldn't agree with that. Because we have some
the likes of Uche Okechukwu, even the great Stevie Keshi himself. Exactly.
Several best defender that we have before Joseph. But Joseph, you must not. Like I said, like, you must give him in terms of for what he has been able to perform for Nigeria. But it's not a bit of Sime. Well, but I still believe that if you are
I think she's still coming up.
Yes, because Sime is still very much available. So if you are racking the players who have done well for Nigeria, and what has bit of Sime done for the country?
Exactly.
Obviously not.
Because when you look at the likes of the great Rashidi Yekini, you know, and even the likes of Finidi George and the Amunike themselves, you know, so you begin to. So I think that's why maybe a lot of people on social media tend to take on him.
To that extent, I also disagree with him. Yeah. In the light of in the source of in the source of Osimhen. I'm not saying Osimhen is a good striker, but he's just coming, and if you look at what has he done for Nigeria, Osimhen has not given Nigeria anything.
Maybe he feels because you're in the same age group, same team, maybe it'd be nice for him to mention one of his current teammates.
And for getting the like of where do they place the like of either you like it or not, Mikel Obi to some extent is one of Nigeria's legend. Has also contributed well. Very well. Mikel Obi was instrumental for Nigeria. So said the 2013 African Cup of Nations. So Obi has also played his role. Yeah.
Not forgetting what he even did in 2 Olympics for Nigeria.
Yeah,
winning silver, winning bronze.
No, 1 Olympic.
One, okay, he was not
in the
exactly.
So that was where he and Shearer have an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
When Shearer call him and he couldn't turn up on the Olympic.
Of course, also winning silver in the under 20.
Yeah, winning silver in the under 20 World Cup in 2005. Yes.
All right. Let's of course for the NPFL. Looks like the NPFL is one of the only leagues who don't go on international break because there will be action all across different centers this weekend in the NPFL.
Yeah,
those fixtures.
Nigeria Premier League is a special league. I don't know whether whether FIFA have given Nigeria an exemption. One day, if I have an opportunity to meet a leg, I'll ask him this
because I don't understand.
Why FIFA window across the world, Nigerian league does observe FIFA window, and it's also boiling down to the fact that. Yeah, you quickly agree that your players are not good enough to play in international competition.
No, but even the players who once in a while get call-ups, they do so when the league is still on. So I still didn't understand the rationale because I thought it was going to be,
No,
you know,
maybe I heard of it.
victory.
It's a question that
Yeah, exactly.
and
And
the
that's
organizers
a serious point.
must ask every day, one day.
Okay, let's look at the fixtures. It will be Abia Warriors who will be up against Kwara United, while Sunshine Stars will host Enugu Rangers. In the other games, Ikorodu City will welcome Bendel Insurance, while Ramos Stars will take on Nasra United. And on Sunday, it will be Bayelsa United versus Plateau United. El Kanemi Warriors versus Heartland be up against Eyimba. And interestingly, so far, Rivers United, Casino United should be an interesting one. Rivers United yet to lose any match this season, and this is match week 6.
Yes. In match the six, yet to lose a match, and it's going to be an interesting tie, and also very tricky. So if you need the judge, he needs to be very, very careful why he's led his team up against for that particular fixtures. And another interesting tie, what I'm also seeing here, is the game between El Kanemi Warriors and
Heartland. Yeah,
Heartland managed to get their first
win, yes,
first
just
win
over the weekend.
last weekend,
Yeah.
and now they are traveling all far away to the northeast in the trouble city like Maiduguri. So Finidi and his playing personnel must going to Nigeria will be very interesting to see how Finidi is going to navigate and then to maintain if really the victory they got last weekend was not just a fluke and all, maybe has understand the integrity of Nigerian league and has begin to get a result. So it's what people wanted to see, what is going to play, and we are forgetting that this season Academy Warriors are yet to lose a match.
Yeah,
although they have played more draw, they are always a draw, more draw, but yet to lose a match so far this season. So it's going to be interesting how he's going to hold it. And another interesting match I also see there is Lobby Star.
Yeah, Amokachi will be in charge of his first game against
Amokachi first game if the producer can talk against, and it's not central derby for that matter. So and he playing away. So it's going to be very interesting how Amokachi, the legend, where they have brought him by the Benin government to survey the situation of Lobby Star. Let's see guys going to see, and just like we say, Lobby Star before the sacking of Edagbe, managed to get their first victory last weekend, and he was sacked. Whether Amokachi is going to build on that success from there and get their second victory against 9 years old, but I must tell you, it's going to be pretty difficult for Amokachi and his boys.
Quickly, let's have a look at the league table as things stand. We might want to call it early days, but Rivers United on top with 1 point better than Eyimba and Remo Stars in that order, while Rangers, current champions, are currently 4th, Plateau United 5th, Tornadoes 6 not doing badly, while Pillars are currently 7th, Sunshine Stars 8th, Kasuna United 9th, while El Kanemi Warriors occupy the 10th position. And of course, for Ikorodu City, they are just beginning to find out that the NPFL is quite different from the NNL, because I think Ikorodu City have just yet to record any win, just one draw alone, and not too good for clubs who come from the lower leagues and begin to struggle.
Just like you said earlier, it's too early days. Just 5 match. And maybe it's still early days. They can still survey the situation, and they can still get their ass together. They can still avoid everything that needs to be avoided. And another surprise, Akwa United. If you look at Akwa United, last season managed to escape relegation. Now they
continue from where they stopped.
They still find themselves in the relegation water. But it's still early days. Let's see how it's going to be. Just 5 match day 5, and then going to the match day 6. Let's see how it's going to be. By the time we cross to 20 matches, we now begin to know whether the boys is likely going back or another person is going to join them.
All right, let's move to some other news, this time talking about tennis, where tennis legend Rafael Nadal is said to retire at the end of the 2024 season. The 2022 Grand Slam champion barely played over the past 2 seasons because of injuries, and suggested last year he could retire at the end of the 2024 season. In a video message released earlier today, Nadal said, "I'm here to let you know I'm retiring from professional tennis. The reality is that it has been some difficult years, the last two especially. I don't think I have been able to play without limitations. Of course, he has cited, his recurring injuries. Recall that he has missed a couple of Grand Slams due to injury, and of course, when Nadal set to retire now, it will be, from that generation, it will be Djokovic who will be left from that. Which he too, I don't see him continuing for another 2 or more years. Roger Federer had done his retirement, I think 2 or 3 years back, and now Nadal is following suit. I mean, truly, you can actually say it's the end of an era.
Yeah, the one thing that is very certain that is the state of the nation. Where is it done for you?
Yeah.
When the nation, what I mean, that naturally, when you are already at your youthful age,
Exactly.
with the moment you are beginning to cross from 30 to 40, you know that the age, your bone, your muscles, and everything that get weak. And it happened to Federer. He hoped he can be able to get by. He couldn't get by, and now these injuries that he can't with is the state of age.
Yeah.
But
Of course.
at your youthful age, you quickly get recovery compared to when you're beginning to get old. And with the lack of Akra already on the show, seniors already on the show, it's done for you that we need to leave the stage for the younger one. You can no longer. So even Djokovic is already struggling with those young boys.
Yeah.
So and but what's that? Either you like, but these people have written their name in the tennis history.
Exactly.
There's no anywhere, there's no any shot of the set that will be open without the mention of this three legend. They have raised the bar in the game of tennis, and Nadal. From here we say, well done for what you have got given to tennis.
Exactly. All right. To some other news now, where, of course, I think the story broke yesterday, where it was revealed that Zamalek of Egypt were trying to go for former Spain and Madrid legend Sergio Ramos to bring him to the club. But from what they're saying is he was open to the move, but I think his wage demands are proving quite a challenge for the Egyptian Giants.
That was very interesting for Jamalek bringing Ramos to Egypt. Well, I would rather see him moving to Saudi Arabia where there's plenty oil money than to see him coming to Germany. But nothing is impossible in the universe. But
Maybe he's yet to get a concrete offer from Saudi Arabia.
But I see, and another thing, just like I said earlier, when the age started coming, you should know the right time to leave the stage when the occasion is right. And I begin to see Ramos strong with football, and it is better. Last year when he moved to after from PSG back to. He said, he's going to stay there, but now he's still struggling to come up. So when you know that your time is up, accept with your body language, with your body, just like Akwa says sometimes, when the body can no longer push you, please don't force the body.
Just like, of course, earlier in the week also, Iniesta also, at 40, decided to also hang his boots too.
Yeah. Well, obviously, if you are playing a game to the age of 40 and at a high level, you should be thankful to your gods. There are so many players who don't even cross to 32 or 35.
Of course, but you see here that, it's arguably some have said that some Nigerian players who moved to Europe at the age of 35, 36, they keep on playing.
At the hiding age. But one player that I saw him as crossing to forward and excessively is Buffon, the former Italian goalkeeper, and at the goalkeeping level.
No, goalkeepers quite stay long in the game.
Longer than that because
exactly.
Your speed, your energy, you have more energy to conserve more energy than the players on the all open field. So, but what is that when it is done on you, don't force your body.
Yes, I agree with you.
The likes of Cristiano Ronaldo that are still playing at the highest level. If you see the amount of money and the energy Ronaldo spend on a daily basis to keep himself fit, very few players can go to that length.
I agree with you.
If you see Ronaldo at his feet scrolling acrobatic goal, tell you that the guy work hard.
Definitely to keep his body in shape. Of course, to others, news now before we leave, where Alan Shearer, that's England great, has said that he views Arsenal star Bukayo Saka as a future England captain. He said it wouldn't surprise me to see Saka as a future England captain. He's already captain Arsenal, and because of his attitude, ability, and the way everyone looks up to him, that to me shows he has all the attributes to be an England captain. He said, when your team needs you the most to pull something out back, Saka can do that, and 100% sure he will be a future captain. Of course, with Hurricane out of the UEFA Nations League qualifier against Greece, people had thought he might be given the captain armband, but incidentally, John Stones of Man City has been named to captain the team in tonight's game.
Yes, even though if you look at it, when I see in a team where you still have the likes of Rice, I don't even see Saka to captain. So even when even at Arsenal, when I see him wear the armband, ahead of the likes of the likes of Arsenal, at Arsenal you can understand because he came from the academic Arsenal, and if you look at most of the players in Arsenal squad, he has stayed longer than because he came from the academy. But being him a captain, but I think most legends said that they're trying to put more pressure on the younger.
Exactly.
They still don't put more pressure and weigh him down. Even at if I have my way at Arsenal, I would advise Ateta to not even allow him to captain the club, because I still believe that he still has a relatively younger to be the captain ahead of other players ahead of him. But the leadership is not about age. I understand that leadership is not about age, but there's something you need to allow some players to be. But when you put more pressure, more heavy load on the player, it doesn't automatically weigh them down.
Exactly. Of course, England will be action against Greece later on tonight in the UEFA Nations League, and we will be keeping an eye on that. Don't forget, also Super Eagles of Nigeria will be in action once again tomorrow, AFCON Qualifier, and right here on Sports Orbit, we will be watching that to give you updates when we return with another edition on Monday, including other trending stories across the globe. Well, that's our package on today's edition of the program. So thank you for being on this edition of Sports Orbit today once again.
Thank you. Actually, it's my pleasure.
To come your way, do have a wonderful time. My name is Akwa, and it's bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.